welcome to the Irish Aesthete. Previously, I've been examining who might have been responsible for some of the extraordinary plasterwork here at Russborough in County Wicklow. As has been mentioned, in some of the rooms, we don't know the names of the relevant stucadors, but things are clearer when it comes to the house's grandest space, the saloon. Although slightly smaller than the entrance hall, this was always meant to be Russborough's most important room, which is why the ceiling was decorated by the most important stucadors then working in Ireland. They were the Lafranchini brothers, Paolo and Filippo, originally from the Italian-speaking Swiss canton of Ticino. They're thought to have arrived here in Ireland around 1739, and their first commission was at Carton in County Kildare. They then took on several other jobs before coming to work here at Russborough. A feature of the Lafranchini's work was the deployment of three-dimensional figures that seem almost suspended above the heads of a room's occupants. Frequently, there's a foot or an arm left dangling in space. But in Russborough's saloon, the approach is more restrained, with just a series of putti remaining inside their designated spaces within the coving. Otherwise, the decorative elements are largely confined to variations on the acanthus leaf motif and garlands of flowers. But in the saloon, as well as looking up, it's worth looking down, because the floor is almost as elaborate as the ceiling. All the other floors in Russborough feature plain mahogany boards laid out to form patterns of squares. In the saloon, however, a more intricate approach has been taken, using not just mahogany, but also satinwood for inlay. At the time, this style of parquet flooring was extremely rare in Ireland. Only Pawscourt in County Wicklow, also designed by Richard Castle, contained something similar, and it has sadly since been lost. By requesting such work, the client is making a clear statement of his wealth and his taste. But that's true of everything in this room, such as the white and sienna yellow marble chimneypiece here, commissioned from Thomas Carter the Elder in London. The classical figures flanking the fireplace represent the Greek poets Homer and Hesiod, while on the tablet between them is told the classical legend of Androcles and the lion. Above it hangs a copy of Rubens's Judgment of Paris, presumably ordered by Joseph Leeson, who, like many collectors of the period, didn't mind having a copy made if it were not possible to acquire the original, which was then owned by the Duc d'Orléans and is now in the National Gallery in London. Leeson would also have commissioned the picture's frame, an extravagant piece of Rococo carved giltwood, once more from the hands of unknown craftsmen. Look how well it shows against that crimson background. We know that the present cut velvet covering the walls dates from the 19th century, but it likely replaced something very similar, providing an appropriate foil for the saloon's furniture. Most of it is now in the collection of the National Gallery of Ireland, to which the original contents of Russborough were gifted at the start of the last century by the then Countess of Milltown. Goodness, there's still so much more to say about Russborough, so perhaps we'll come back and do a second series in which we can look at the later history of the house and its owners during the 20th century. I look forward to seeing you then, but for the moment, thank you so much for watching the Irish Aesthete. Goodbye.